Hey guys, Barry at CTech-review. Today, we want to go over the 2026 Ram 1500 RHO. What has changed? What hasn't changed? Is the Hemi coming back? And do you want to get one of these or just get a 2025? Let's get into this. All right, guys, our friend Anthony at Mark Dodge and the guys over at the crew at Mark Dodge have put together a really nice summary where you can kind of look at some of the order guide, some of the colors, some of the things. If you actually head over to Ram RHO, they kind of break down some of this stuff. And one of the things that makes these guys great is right off the bat, look at this, guys, $9,000 to $11,000 off MSRP. These guys are being aggressive, no secret. This is part of why they're so successful, and they deliver on what they say. They got a really nice article Anthony posted over on the Ram RHO page. You can check it out. But I want to dive into the specifics and the details of the order guide for the 2026 Ram 1500 RHO. So this is a long document these guys have put into a share file that you can kind of look. But this is the stuff we want to first talk about. There's been a lot of talk of, is MSRP going to drop 30 to 35%? Well, it's May 6th here. It's almost 5 months into 2025. We still haven't seen these 30 to 35% MSRP reductions. In fact, they actually went up $100 from an MSRP standpoint. The good news is, even though the MSRP went up $100, you still have Mark Dodge offering $9,000 to $11,000 as a dealer discount. But let's just first start. 3-liter high output Hurricane, 540 horsepower at the 8-speed, 8 HP, 75 trans. It's still the engine option for 2026 model year. It is not a Hemi yet. We go down some of the options. The level 1 group is still $99.95. If we start looking at some of the options, 14-inch display, it's still there. 240 amp alternator, I'm still glad they kept that. 19 speaker Harman Kardon radio. Heads up display is still there. I'm trying to see what things have changed. Driver seat, luxury floor panel. I'm not seeing anything that has changed. 14-inch display. I'm trying to see if they got rid of the secondary display in front of the passenger. I'm not seeing that. Bed utility group, still $945. Towing technology group, a trailer tow group, those options are still the same. You can still get the bead locks for $18.95. Trailer tow mirrors, $7.95. Dual pane panoramic sunroof, still the same. Block heater. Interior accents if you want that. Tonneau cover. Bed mounted tire carrier, RHO graphic options, all looks the same. Rock rail pricing, all the same. Leather trim buckets, I'm not noticing anything different, but there are some different colors. Here is some color samples that our friends at Mark Dodge have put together. New color, silver zenith. I think that's gonna look really sharp, very classy. Molten red, Serrano green, could be really interesting. The one I'm excited about though, this Canyon Lake. I really want to see this thing in person. I think that's going to look awesome. And it's kind of interesting, if we look at the coloring, we can tell this is a Rebel. So they're really kind of gearing that towards like an off-road kind of centric coloring. This could look sick. I wonder if it's going to look like the shelter gray or shelter green we saw in the Raptors. Now, when we look into the group details, driver seat power adjusted, power seats, blah, 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 ventilated seats front and rear. Nothing different there, guys. Page 5, level 1 group, Apple CarPlay, digital rear view mirror. We still got that. Full length front passenger interactive display. So we still kept that. My thoughts on that, I think it's kind of a neat, cool technology. Do you need it? Probably not. If you're a tech person, you're probably going to really appreciate it. I'm kind of old school and would appreciate a bigger glove box and maybe a little cost savings, but that's totally okay. I'm glad they kept real carbon fiber accents. Some other companies have went away from that, and I'm glad that that is still there. Talks about the bed utility group, the tow mirrors. I did want to show you guys something else that's kind of neat. Okay, people had questions. Axles. Yep, still the 215 mil front axle and the 250 Dana 60 rear. Not seeing anything different there, guys. 400 watt inverter, 392 gears, 33 gallon fuel tank. All good stuff there. You can go through these options. I'll slow it down where you can check out all the different features for 2026. But in general, not a lot has changed. But there is one thing that some of us have been wanting now, is this 2 kilowatt inverter is now released in the initial code guide. It was originally supposed to be launched in the 2025 RHO, but it never actually made it to production. They're just trying to get things out the door, which is not a big deal to me. I still got a 400 watts, so it's only 1,600 watts more. It's still not enough to run a travel trailer, air conditioning, or things of that nature. But as Anthony mentioned, kind of shows these different colors. Today we know what white, black, forged blue looks like. The color Silver Zenith is a Jeep color, same code, so we'll be able to check that out. This Canyon Lake color is a limited run production. Kind of interesting. I wonder if that is going to be its own separate option color, or could it be tied to maybe a specialty vehicle? Could it be tied to a TRX? Could it be tied to some other package that hasn't been released yet? Not really sure. What we do know is production is ramping up now in June for the 2025s. There are no rebates. Obviously, you can get first responder, military, and stuff of that nature. But the cool thing is, these guys, even though we've seen inflation across the world, they're still offering the same discounts for 2026 as the 2025s, which is great. And the MSRP only went up just ever tiny so slightly. You're not going to notice. Sadly, we still haven't seen these 30 to 35% MSRP reductions that we've been told is going to happen now for 6 months. And I'm just teasing, guys. There's been a lot of channels talking about this. Luckily, there are dealers out there that are offering big discounts. Price protection. Just in case there are some impacts due to inflationary causes or anything else, these guys are doing a price protection, and that is huge. It's another reason why to order. And then they break this down really simply. $80,000 and up, $9,000 discounts. 80 to 90,000, 10,000. Over 90,000, $11,000 discount. Makes it really clear. $425 dock fee, $4 temp tags, no other work. This is great to know. Timing. So we believe timing is starting around July. There's no reason to not believe it wouldn't be. There's been a lot of talk recently. You guys have probably seen talks of a Stellantis plant maybe moving from the Warren truck facility where they've been making the Ram 1500s for a long time to Mexico. My understanding, this has been in the works for several years. We don't know exactly when this is going to take place, but this is something that's been talked about. The other question, at the time of doing this video, there is no high horsepower TRX variant, a 6.4 or a 5.7 released off-road truck yet. There's a lot of reason to believe some of that is coming. And I apologize, guys. I'm getting over a little bit of a cold, so you might hear my voice crackling a little bit. But at the time of this video, we still don't have a TRX or a higher horsepower TRX version. So if you're waiting, you might need to wait a little longer, but you still do have the RHO, and it is still going and moving forward, which is exciting. There is also some real cool things happening with the standard Ram 1500. There might be some lower cost option trucks that we should be pretty excited about. If you want any pricing information, reach out to Anthony and the guys at Mark Dodge, put their information down below. So the good news for you 2025 Ram RHO owners, nothing's really changed for 2026 model year other than some colors. High output Hurricane is not being replaced by a Hemi or a Hellcat yet. I think there's still a possibility we're going to see a high horsepower version like a TRX. It's not going to be cheap. A lot of people think we're going to see a TRX supercharged V8 option with the same MSRP as when it came out in 2021 at $72,000. Doubtful, guys, considering the last year production of the 2024 final edition were all around $119,000 to $126,000 MSRP. My guess is if Ram does in fact come out with a higher horsepower version, I think it's pretty fair to say we'll probably see something north of that. Once again, this brings a huge value to the RHO for the price point. And on top of that, guys, I recommend you checking out a channel, Barger Tuning. These guys just took a Ram 1500 with a JB4 tuner, piggyback tuner, and they are making insane horsepower at the wheel. In fact, if you're on the fence of, man, I want the horsepower of the TRX or the RHO, dude, they've already got tuning on an RHO, a piggyback tuner with some ethanol 30 fuel. They're hitting wheel horsepower more than the TRX. Just impressive. Jeff, definitely check out their channel. I saw this video. It's great from the aspect of you kind of see what the different maps for the JB4 tunes do, and it is absolutely incredible so far. Just at the beginning stages of this Hurricane, what these motors are putting out performance-wise. I'm stoked about it, and I can't wait to see what more tuning and mods do to these engines. I've said it before, and I talk about it in another video. I think we're going to see 1,000 horsepower potential with not a lot of work with this high output Hurricane engine. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. As more information on the Ram 2026 RHO comes available, I'll be sharing with you. Thanks for watching.